Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gila Monster Rides. Today you're joining me on a little ride in towards my job. We're gonna jump on the highway here in a second. We're gonna jump on Interstate 10, in fact, outside of town. Kind of talked about this before. I usually take a surface street into Tucson for my job, but I wanted to address the notion that some people have that the Classic 350 is an underpowered motorcycle. And one person even, used it in the context of, a comment on my video where I was talking about the Classic 350 being perfect for a beginner or, for somebody getting their first motorcycle. And they quoted some vintage bike that was lighter and had more power. Oh, it was a much better bike. Well, I don't think a vintage bike is a good first motorcycle because you're going to be working on it more than you're riding it. And most people that are beginning motorcyclists, they don't have the mechanic skills necessarily to keep a vintage motorcycle going. So I'm not sure where that person was coming from. Yes, there are a lot of older motorcycles that were lighter and had a little more power for their engine size. Welcome to 2024, where we have EPA and Euro 5 emissions. Those tend to really throttle bikes down, and your air-cooled motorcycles suffer the most. They run super lean, the way they have them set up with the emissions restrictions. So good luck getting a bike that has the lower weight and the higher power like you could get in the 70s, brand new. However, good thing is you can do things like you can decat your motorcycle. You can open up and use a better flowing air filter. There are things you can do to kind of mitigate some of that stuff, but we're living in a different motorcycling era these days if you're looking to buy a newer motorcycle. And one of the reasons that I think Classic 350 is perfect for beginners is because it's going to be a rather low maintenance motorcycle. I talked about that in the 5 reasons video. You're not going to want a motorcycle that can eat up all your time doing the maintenance. Now here we are. We're now on Interstate 10, and I can't see my speedometer very well there, but we did an indicated 75 pretty much the entire way into Tucson. The speed limit here is 75. You do see some traffic passing me on the left, but we're doing just fine. We're holding our own. Nobody's racing past me. Now, I will not say that the Classic 350 is a quick bike nor a fast bike. There's a difference. Quick bikes get up to speed quickly. Fast bikes have high top-end speeds. And the Classic 350 is really neither. It's not very quick. It takes you like a 0 to 60. It's definitely slower than a lot of the bikes, including some other bikes with similar engine sizes. I mean, if you compare it to, say, like the new Triumph Speed 400, it's definitely a slower bike. But it's also going to be a lot easier for people to work on. And I think that's important. Now, you have to notice that there's not a whole lot of people passing me on the left. Now, we will get some traffic there. There's like one guy, there's a few more. Pretty soon I'm going to have to pass this truck coming up because he's going a little bit slower, but you can see that I'm holding my own just fine on Interstate 10. I would not want to take this motorcycle necessarily on the interstate to do some major mile crunching or mile munching, however you want to say that, but it's doing just fine. I can take this motorcycle, especially when like I go on the surface streets between my job or my home and my job or vice versa. I can literally speed door to door. You know, I can risk getting a speeding ticket door to door. I can keep out in front of traffic, like at a stoplight. I can get out in front of traffic and then keep a bit of a distance between me and the pack. This motorcycle has just enough power for any rider, much less a beginner. Now it's not a fast bike. You're not gonna like go charge as fast as possible day in and day out on this motorcycle. It's not meant for that. It's meant for a nice relaxing ride, doing 2-lane highways, things like that. But I wanted to take it on the interstate so that you can see that it actually does just fine. I'm not getting run over. All those things that, you know, get brought up about smaller bore motorcycles, I honestly think a lot of that is old wives' tales and, you know, this notion that everything has to be bigger and better and faster. Now, I will have to admit, I am a little bit of a hypocrite because I will be doing more engine mods to this motorcycle to get it just a little faster. But I'm giving myself a caveat, or I guess I'll pass on that because I'm not a beginner rider. I am looking to turn this bike into a 50s hot rod bike, and I don't want to buy a bigger bike because a bigger Royal Enfield Classic doesn't really exist. I mean, yes, you had the old Classic 500s, but there isn't a single cylinder 650 Royal Enfield Classic. In fact, when the Royal Enfield Classic 650 finally comes out, it's going to be the twin. It's going to be the 650 twin that's in a whole bunch of their other bikes, and that will have a much different character. I like the Thumper. I like the contrast between my Interceptor and the Classic 350. I enjoy the single cylinder engine and I trade off between the two bikes, which one I take to work. This offers a very enjoyable ride, and it has enough power to keep up with traffic, get out in front of traffic, you know, when you're in the city. As you can see, nobody's running me over here. Not to beat a dead horse there with that, but I'm able to pass some of these trucks and nobody's racing by me. Wow, this guy's going a little quick. And you can get some of those a-hole drivers out there, but I'm holding my own out here going into town on the interstate. The one place, I have to watch is if I'm going to pass this truck, I want to make sure all that faster traffic gets by me first. As you can see, I'm not able to really open the throttle up much more to get past this truck very quickly. Now that's one place the Royal Enfield Classic 350 kind of has a little bit of a deficit, is in that passing power, and that's what I'm hoping to add in with my engine mods, is I will get a little bit more passing power onto the motorcycle. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. If you have a Classic 350 that you've run in, I mean, as in you've broken it in, Let me know your experiences and what you think. Thanks for everybody for watching and subscribing recently. I'm really enjoying some of the interactions I'm getting on the comments, so leave one below for me. Thanks much.